In today's video, we're going to cover the 4 steps to scaling your business. And if you get the 4 the wrong way round, you will completely screw up your business and it'll take you 10 steps back. So in today's video, we are literally going to cover exactly the right steps to do at the right time. Now, I know this from experience because I've ran ads too early and it's cost me a fortune. I had a team of 12 when my agency was at its biggest, and that caused me more pain than profit. Hi, my name is Brian Mills and welcome to the Passive Buddies YouTube channel. This channel is all about creating the right business so you can step back from it and actually enjoy the profits and the freedom available. You're not supposed to create a digital race for yourself. You're not supposed to create a prison. You are supposed to create a business for freedom. So make sure you like and subscribe. So in today, we're going to go into a quick screen share and I'm going to show you the 4 phases. As I said, it's been so crucial that I restructured my business this way. And we do it for every sort of offer, etc., that we are looking to take to the market. As your audience gets bigger, it does get easier, but I want to show you exactly how to do it from the start. So we're coming into one of my new favorite tools, which is Camera Draw, and we're going to draw it. Okay. So this, for every sort of offer and in your business overall, this will help you when you understand what phase you are in order to do what tasks you need to do. So we're going to go nice and easy. This probably looks like a value ladder more than anything, but let's go for it. So we've got pre-validation, validation, leverage, and I need a drawing tool. And scale. Right, now let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got pre-validation, validation, leverage, and scale. Now, from a idea and an offers perspective, it literally goes through this phase. So say we've got a new idea, we want to create a membership. And so we want to do like say $47 or a $97. The pre-validation stage is just when you're building out your value stack, you're building out your offer docs, you're building out your sales system on how you're going to pitch this thing. And then we get to the point where like, hey, it's ready to go. And the first thing you need to do is validate the offer. Now, some people will say, hey, go and run ads to it. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, let's go spend some money on it. And it is a fast way to fail. But if you've got more time than money and not more money than time, I'd literally go this way instead. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to waste advertising dollars on this if it's not going to convert. So this is where you need that audience. So from a perspective of, in the validation phase, we need to take our offer and show it to our warm audience. Warm should probably be in red. Okay, so we need to show it to our warm audience first. So we've got the offer. We're going to show it to them. If some of them buy it and if more buy it, people say 100 is the best. If you can get 100 sales from your offer, you know it's a good offer. Now, this can change on loads of various different things, but if you get 100 people organically to say yes, you know you're in a good way to sort of pitch this and sort of scale this up. So we've got 100 people to say yes on this offer. Now we move into leverage. Now, what you might want to do is instead of DMing everybody, instead of sliding into DMs, you might want to build a sales system. So instead of doing what we've just suggested, you could create your content on Instagram. Let's say this is you creating your reels. And then from there, from the content piece, we take them to a landing page, which is a VSL. So you've got a video on there to sell, like to sell a product, and then you've got a buy button that takes them to a checkout. Okay. Now what we're doing is we're leveraging systems. So we're leveraging content, being able to speak to one-to-many. We're also leveraging funnels in order to sell one-to-many and pitch one-to-many. So we're not having to do the grind over and over again. Then for people who visit but don't check out, you'll probably have an abandoned cart sequence. which then pushes them back to the checkout page. So all of these are are automated. That sales page, once it's built, can live forever, no matter where you drive your content to. You've got your email list and your automated emails to push to that sales. So now, instead of trying to sell to all of these 100 people, probably in DMs, or even if it's warm DMs, etc. Like once we get to that stage, we've got right content into this piece. Now, the piece here that you want to be looking for, so this is leveraging systems and potentially people. You might also go and get a setter. So another guy who lives in your DMs, who then drives people to that offer. So all of these different things get you your time back. So when you're DMing people, it's taking time. When you're doing follow up, it's taking time. When you're sending Google Docs and Google Pictures to people, it takes time. All of these ideas will then leverage other people and other things. So you're leveraging software and you're leveraging people to start filling this up without you having to do as much. Yes, you're still probably going to have to create content, but just having a partial input on that piece compared to all of it makes so much more, like, just having a partial input here will give you so much more time back from the DMs from selling one to many instead of one to one and stuff like that. So we start to leverage systems and software. Okay. And the key pieces here that you want to know happen and work before you move into the next phase is these pieces here. So emails and the VSL. They're probably going to be the two biggest things, because what we want to be tracking is, are we getting good open rates on our emails? Are we getting good click through rates on our emails? If people are falling off the sales page, like they've bounced off, are we doing a good job of getting them back on the sales page in order to go through the checkout and the system, etc.? And then the next thing is the video performing well and is the sales page performing well? So what we want to be doing is we want to be making sure people are buying and converting. On a warm audience, it's going to be a lot higher. On a cold audience, it's more like 2%. And I'll just draw that out in a second. But we want to be making sure our emails are getting opened, our emails are getting clicked, and we're getting people back to the sales page and purchasing the sales page. A couple of other things that you can be doing from a leverage perspective is on the sales page that they've got the buy now, woohoo, they've bought the product. Then what? We need to be introducing upsells and order bumps so we can leverage all of the marketing to increase the lifetime value and the lifetime value of a customer and the average cart value. So you could be selling something else, which could be guides or templates, and that could be, say, 27. Say this is 97, and the next upsell could be selling some AI avatars, selling some AI agents, and that could be at 47. And we could be selling something like a one-on-one call for whatever reason for, say, another 97. Now, some people are going to say yes to these, and some people are going to say no, but you're going to have the opportunity to increase the average cart value, which then leverages more things. And this comes really important when it gets to the scale phase. So, and this is like, say, for instance, if you just had this page alone, your average cart value would be $97. And that would be it, literally it. Okay. But now with these various upsells, some will take this, some will take that, some will take this. It's completely up to the customer. But you can now take an average cart value from 97 to 187, for instance, as more people purchase different things. So now, as you get someone through the funnel, for every person that purchases, instead of making $97, you're making $187, which means you've got more money to run into your scale phase. And the idea of the scale phase is paid advertising more often than not. Okay. And the reason we put ads here and not here is because we don't want to waste money on finding out whether the offer's good. We don't want to waste money on finding out whether the BSL is good or the email sequence. We want to make sure we do that organically, and that will help take the pressure off the ads when we start running ads. So now what we've got is we've got the ads. So say it's Facebook ads. We've got our sales page here. We've got our ads here. And you could create multiple different ads, go into the sales page. Here we've got our checkout page. Then we've got the upsells. Okay. It's the one went a bit weird. Sorry, guys. So I've got an upsell, an upsell, upsell, upsell. Oh, sorry, that's a checkout. My bad. Okay. So here's some really interesting information, and this is why it's really important to have this piece as high as it can be without it being stupid. To have it as high as it can be, because when you have ads, you're going to have drop offs at every phase, and you have drop offs here as well from opt ins to checkouts, etc. So, from an ads perspective, if you've got a click through rate of between 2 and 5%, so for every 100 people see this or see your ads, eyeballs, 5% of people are going to click through. So you're paying for 100 people to view, you get 5 people on. Okay. Now we need to be getting obviously a lot more people on. But for instance, every 100 people, we get 5. And then 2% of people are going to view the sales page. Okay. View the sales page and click through to the checkout page. Now, the checkout page, you're going to aim for about a 20% conversion rate from this page to this page. And I know I'm throwing a lot of stats at you, so I do apologize. I just want you to understand exactly where we're at. Okay. But as you can see, we can have drop offs at all points. So it's going to cost us more to get the right amount of people here in order to then take them through this sequence. So if it's going to cost us, say, a cost per lead is, say, $10. So to get a cost per lead is $10. So we get, it takes us here, CPL, it's cost us $10 to get one person here. And then out of the one person here is going to be 2% of people. So now it's a case of we need 10 people here to get 2 sales. Okay. Or to get 2 people over here. So 10 people here is going to cost 100. To then move on to this page, like 20%. So say it's going to, like, that's 50%, but then, so it's going to cost us $100 to get a person here, for instance, to get them to check out. So if it's cost us $100 to get people to this point, and your average cart value is 97, you're $3 in the red, okay, which isn't good. You want to be trying to make your front end funnels as profitable as possible. So, for instance, if it was $100 to get here and we were making $100 average cart value, perfect. You're literally getting leads for free, which is exactly where minimum you need to be. But if your average cart value was 187 and you would cost you $100 to get one sale and your average cart value is 187, we've now got 87 profit, yeah? Which means these ads are scalable, because if for every $100 we spend, we get $87 back. That's obviously really, really good. And then we keep putting more and more and more and more money on it, and we can sort of scale the ads, which means we're getting a huge bucket. That's a really bad bucket of people coming in into our email list, into our funnels, into our YouTube channel, Instagram, and we're getting paid to acquire those customers. So I know that's really, really crazy. Obviously, I've thrown a lot of numbers. It's not well drawn out, because drawing with a mouse is horrendous. But as you can see, that's why we do things here. And then what you've got is, that's how we do offers and scale offers correctly in the right stages, by going out organically in the validation phase, then going from organically to selling one to many, which is sales pages, content, VSLs, emails. And then from there, once that system's working, then we go and put money on it once the average cart value is good. And once we're in a position to start putting money, knowing the fact that we can make more money on it. Okay. So if you take your offers through this pathway, you will never fail. Okay. Because if you can't get 100 people to buy at this stage, then you need to go back and have a look at the offer. Like, how can you strengthen the offer more? Okay. Right. Fantastic. I hope you really, really enjoyed that training. I know it was quite difficult to follow along in certain aspects, but I wanted to show you why running ads straight away might not be the best thing, depending on what you want to be doing. So, or whether you've got more time than money, or more money than time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. And then make sure you go ahead and watch this video, which will follow on absolutely perfectly. And I'll see you in the next one.